I know that crushes can feel really exciting. They give you something to think about, to look forward to daydream about when life feels too boring or too ordinary. But really, most of the time, crushes don't have much to do with the person at all. They have to do with the story you've created of them in your own mind. Because if we're being real and honest with ourselves, you do not know their full self. You know glimpses. You know a few conversations. Maybe not even that. Maybe something you saw on their social media. And from those tiny fragments, you build an entire picture of who you think they are and what life with them might look like. But that picture is yours, it's not them. That's where the problem begins, because the more you feed that picture, the more you confuse fantasy with reality. You start to think about what it would be like if they noticed you, if they texted you, if they asked you out. You imagine the perfect relationship, all the highs, all the moments you'd want to happen. And while you're caught up in that imagining, time passes. And this is the cost of crushes. Not the feelings themselves, but the way they waste your time and literally trap you and keep you stuck in a loop of what if. You end up waiting for something that might never come. You end up giving your energy to a version of someone that doesn't exist, that you made up. And meanwhile, your real life, your growth, your friendships, your opportunities are being wasted. Now, this doesn't mean that you should never like someone or that attraction is bad. Attraction is human, it's normal. But there's a difference between noticing someone and letting them live rent free in your head for months on end. There's a difference between liking someone and building a whole imaginary life with them when you don't even know if they're interested. That's why, in a way, being honest about your feelings is a kindness to yourself. Not because it guarantees a relationship, but because it gives you clarity. If they like you back, great, amazing. Now you can build something real. If they don't, that's not the end of the world. It just means you stop pouring your time into an illusion. And either way, you move forward. And if they say no, you can't be angry at them for it. They're allowed not to feel the same way, just like you're allowed to not be interested in everyone who shows interest in you. That's not rejection of your worth. It's just a simple fact of human connection. Not everyone is meant for everyone. What's worse than rejection isn't hearing no. What hurts more is remaining and staying stuck in the fantasy, convincing yourself to wait, to hold that hope, to keep imagining a life that isn't actually unfolding. And every moment you spend living in that what if world is a moment you don't get back. And you could be using that energy to invest in yourself, to work on your goals, to strengthen the friendships and connections you already have, to experience life fully instead of half watching it while your mind runs circles around a person who barely knows you like them. So, if you're sitting around with a crush that you've been holding on to for months or maybe even years, ask yourself, is this helping me or is it holding me back? And like I said, every day and every moment you spend building up a story in your head is a day you're not writing the real story of your own life. Honestly, crushes will come and go, but your time, your energy, your attention, that's sacred. So don't waste it on someone who only exists in your imagination. Put it into your life, put it into the things that last. The life you want isn't waiting inside of someone else's approval. It's waiting for you to stop imagining and start living.